Well, hello and a warm welcome to this session, the first in the series of 3 sessions on experiential learning. Before I start, I would like to ask you all to unmute, put your videos on so that I can see you and we can interact. I can see Viraj and Ramjyotika. Please put your videos on. Am I audible? Yeah. Hello. Viraj? As I said, this would be the first amongst 3 sessions based on experiential learning. And as the word itself suggests, experience, you would be experiencing something new. But before we experience something new, we always have a manual or a kit or instruction to go by, right? How many of you have tried bungee jumping or maybe paragliding? Or done something really exciting and different kind of an experience which you were not aware of how to do. Maybe even unboxing something new which you got. How many of you have done that? Viraj, are you here? I can see Jayati. I want all of you to kindly put on your videos so that it could be more interactive and I know whom I'm speaking to. Please put on your videos. Okay, so as I was saying, an experiential learning session would have to come with a set of instructions so you know how to go about doing something. So this first session would be the first in the series of 3, which would tell you how to go about a certain experience which we are going to have. So before I start, let me just share my screen. Give me a second. Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay, I would like all of you to be interactive and answer to what I'm asking. And, a learning session would take place only when we interact and, trying to understand better by a proper to and fro communication. So I would want you all to be interactive and participate in this session. Before we start, let us get to know each other. I am Moshmi, your host. I will be taking you through the session on public speaking. So the experience which we are going to create is a public speaking experience wherein you all will learn how to be more confident and be more at ease while speaking in public. Before we start, I want to know you all. So let's play a quick game. I want to know your names which are already visible on screen. So let's add an adjective to our name and introduce ourselves. I'll start first. I'm meticulous, Moshmi. So the adjective is meticulous. I like working hard. Passing on to the next person. Jatin, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, ma'am. I'm Jatin from grade 4.
Okay, add an adjective to your name and introduce yourself, Jatin.
Jatin Sani.
No, an adjective. Like I said, I'm meticulous, Moshmi. So put an adjective in front of your names that describes you in some way. Who is Jatin? Maybe jolly, Jatin?
No.
Are you jolly?
No.
No? Okay, so what would you want to describe yourself as?
It is Jatin. I want to describe myself. I'm 7-year-old and I'm 7-year-old and my name is Karanbir Singh.
Okay.
I'm in 2th class.
Okay, moving on to the next person, Viraj.
Yes, ma'am. My
Yeah.
name is Marvelous Viraj.
Marvelous, Viraj. Wonderful. Who is next?
Ma'am, can I?
Yes, sure.
I'm Creative Jatin.
Pardon?
Creative Jatin.
Creative Jatin. Lovely. And Sakshi, what are you?
Artistic Sakshi.
Lovely. And the next person? Rav Jyotika.
Yeah, ma'am, this is Karanbir.
Okay. So what are you currently?
Karanbir.
Hello.
Hello. What are you? Add an adjective in front of your name.
My name is Karanbir and
Add an adjective in front of your name.
I'm 7-year-old.
Okay, I'm happy to know that. But what are you? Like, describe yourself, Karan.
Describe myself. I'm Karanbir Singh. I'm class in 2J and I'm 7-year-old and my name is Karanbir.
So let's move ahead now that we know each other. Let's start. Now, be honest and imagine, like if I ask you all to speak in front of a big audience, a lot of people are sitting in the audience and you have to speak. Okay, and suddenly you are, so many people are looking at your face and everybody is waiting for you to talk. So how do you feel? What is it that you feel when somebody is waiting for you to talk? Who wants to
Nice.
share? Before we go ahead, I would want you to raise your hand, so I would let you answer. So who wants to answer? You can use the hand raise symbol.
Okay. And this option. Yes.
Yes, Sakshi, how would you feel if you're suddenly put in front of a large audience?
Ma'am, I feel a little bit nervous.
Nervous? Yes. Everybody feels nervous. Even I feel nervous. What else? Once you finish giving your speech, how would you feel?
I will be. I will be.
You feel relaxed and free, right? Even else, yeah, Jatin, how would you feel, Jatin? If suddenly you have to speak in front of an audience.
I'm nervous when I'm telling a speech.
Nervous. What else? Would you know what to say? Would you kind of know what to say and how to say?
One or two times I have done speech in meeting.
Okay. So you're used to it. So by now you
to-
have a hang of how to go about it.
Yes. Yes.
Very nice. Very nice. So today we will try and understand what happens and how we have to go about in public before we make a speech, before we talk to people. Do you have you heard, before we start, have you heard of this word called glossophobia? Can you guess what it is?
No.
Can you guess what glossophobia might be?
Sir, ma'am, it is a fear of saying front of all people.
Very good. So glossophobia is the term used for the fear which people have when they have to speak in front of a big audience or speak in public. Okay, so we will try to get over this glossophobia today and we'll try to be really good public speakers. Okay, so when I say public speaking, what would it be? Like, what is public speaking? Yes, Viraj? What do you think is public speaking?
To tell about our ideas.
To tell about your ideas to others. Yeah, to convey something to others, what you feel, what your ideas are, or to teach something to somebody is public speaking, right? So presenting a speech also is a skill and it has to be developed. And there are certain ways in which you all can develop it. So in this 1 hour, which we are going to be interacting today, we will learn how to use certain tips and tricks while speaking in public so that you feel less nervous, you communicate better, and you give a fabulous speech. So are you ready? Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's start with what we are going to learn today. The agenda is we will learn what your ideal style of speaking is. So everybody has a style of speaking. Some people might be very serious when they are talking. Some people have a very funny kind of way of speaking and people laugh when they talk. Some people are very, to the point. So there are a lot of styles of speaking. We will learn what your style is and how to find your style. Okay. We'll also learn what are the fundamental aspects of speaking in public. What do you need while you speak in public and what you shouldn't do while you speak in public. And of course, communicating with a lot of confidence. So, what is your ideal style? Now, imagine you are giving the best speech of your life. You went on stage and you're talking and everybody is listening to you. Nobody has fallen asleep. Okay, nobody is looking into their mobile. They're all listening to you. Your speech was fabulous. Okay, so once that speech is done and you come out, what is in your mind? How do you want people to recognize you? How do you want them to think about you? What do you want them to think about you after your great speech? Think. I'll give you 2 minutes to think. What do you want people to think about you when you leave your speech? And the speech was fantastic. Everyone loved it. Sakshi, you want to try?
First, we will feel happy.
Feel happy, yes. Feel happy. But what do you want people to think about you? What kind of a speech was it? Do you want people to think, wow, what a funny speech, we enjoyed it? Or wow, what an informative speech, we understood every bit of it? Yes, think about it. How do you want people to see?
Speech he told.
Greatest speech he told.
Ever I listened.
Oh, the best speech ever I heard. Yeah.
Yes.
Who else? Sakshi?
Ma'am, that was a great speech. I love it.
And what kind of speech was it? Was it a funny speech? Was it an informative speech? So you want to be somebody who people looks up to and says, okay, she knows her stuff and she knows what to say. Like that. Okay, please mute yourself. Yeah. Is perception, whatever people think about you becomes reality. Okay, so before you go in and deliver a speech, you need to have a perception of what people will think about you. Okay, you want people, please mute yourself, Prabjyotika. I think Karan. Yeah. So you want people to think that, okay, this person always gives very interesting speech. So when you go inside and give a speech, you want that to be thought by the audience, right? So what they say is whatever you perceive will turn into reality because the audience don't know you, right? They don't know you. They're just general people. They're random people who have come to listen to your speech. They don't know you that well. So you can create a reality. You go inside thinking, today I'm going to be a funny person and I'm going to give a speech in a funny style. So you will do that because people will think you're a funny person. They don't know you in person, right? So you create your reality. That is how you perform on stage. So when you go on stage, you need to think today, whom am I going to be? Am I going to be, if the topic of your conversation is something very serious, like if you're talking about, say, quantum mechanics or something very important in science, are you going to be funny? I mean, you might be funny here and there, but you will have your serious topic as well. So the tone of your speech, your style will depend on your topic also. So before you go in, you are going to think, today, whom am I going to be? And go on stage and perform. So what is your ideal style? Your ideal style can be anything based on the topic, but you have to imagine it first. You imagine it and then go on stage and you perform. So now going on to the basic things in public speaking. So these points are not rocket science. I'm sure you all know when you speak to people, you need to maintain eye contact, you need to pause, you need to have proper gestures, you need to use proper words. All these are things we already know, right? But when we actually go on stage, we forget all this because there are so many people watching you. You are not going to remember all this, right? You'll be nervous, you might be biting your nails, you might be fidgeting, and you forget everything, right? So that's not what should happen.
Sometimes this has happened with me, ma'am.
It has, okay. So you were well prepared, you went on stage and forgot everything.
No.
Yeah, that happens.
Not fully. Some
Some
word.
Right. That happens. It happens to the best of speakers. The greatest public speakers would also forget what to talk. But the art is in concealing it. Even if you forget, the people don't know what you've forgotten. They don't know what the speech was going to be about. So just act as if everything is normal, right? So let's take all these points one by one and try to understand how we should go about it. First one is eye contact. So when you're talking in public, if you're looking at the walls, if you're looking up at the sky and not at your audience, do you think they will be happy listening to you?
No, ma'am.
No. Right. So you need to make proper eye contact with the audience. You need to look at them. You need to acknowledge their presence. And then they will get involved with whatever you're saying, right? So you need to be confident and make eye contact with people. But making eye contact doesn't mean staring at people, okay? You don't just stare them down and make them so uncomfortable that they walk out. So there is an art in eye contact. When you're speaking, you have a thought in your mind, right? You think of something and go. So there are certain sentences you're going to say. When you're looking at one person, just say a small part of the sentence looking at that person. Okay? Make eye contact, look at a person, say a small part of it before a comma or a full stop, and then move on to the next person. But you say a complete thought. Like randomly, you can't just keep looking here and there and confuse the audience. So choose a person to look at. Say at least one complete sentence in looking at that person and then move on to the next person. When you are in a very big group, whenever somebody is speaking to you, have you noticed you're not sure if they are looking at you or they are looking at someone else? You know, people do this, okay, and me, they do that, right? So when there is a very big group of people, people won't understand whom you're looking at exactly. What you need to do is find the last person on the last bench in a corner and look at that person. Do you know what will happen? The people sitting ahead of that person will start thinking you're looking at them also. Because when you're looking at somebody far behind, the people in front of them wouldn't know whom you're looking at exactly. So that way you're covering a big audience. Okay. So when you're giving a speech, try to look behind more so that people sitting in front will also think you're looking at them. That is a trick. Okay. Don't stay too long looking at one person. They'll get freaked out. If you keep staring at a person for a long time, won't it freak them out? Yeah. So just give them a glance, talk to them and go on to the next person. Don't forget your notes. I'm sure you all will go prepared. You'll have notes. Even I have notes with me. But you shouldn't keep looking at your notes, because constant looking at your notes will show that you're not confident. You don't remember your material. So just keep the notes with you just in case you forget something, or else don't break the flow. Don't keep looking down at the end of every thought. You know, when people give speech, it has been noticed that they complete something, then they look down. That conveys a kind of, disinterest. So don't keep looking down. Keep looking right ahead of you. Gestures. How do you talk generally when you're talking on a phone and nobody is looking at you? How do you talk? Do you just talk like a zombie without moving your hands? Do you? No. You do hello, but you have a lot of hand gestures going on. Even to your closest friend, when you talk, you kind of move your hands. You make, shapes. You say things with your hands. So gestures are very important. Why do you think they are important? Just anything that comes to your mind. Why do you think we need to move your hands and talk and make gestures and talk? Subiksha and Viraj, would you please put on your cameras so that I know who's there? Okay. So why do you think we need to make gestures? What if I sit straight like a statue and just keep talking? Do you want to listen? Won't you get bored? Yeah, Karanveer, nice to see you. So when you talk,
confused what anybody is talking.
okay. Yeah, Sakshi, what do you want to say?
If we don't do movements with our hands, means then people won't be interested in listening to you, because when you are moving your hand, it feels interactive that you are interested in giving speech.
Very good. So even if there is a little movement, how we kind of look at that moment, right? Movement attracts people. They will want to look at you. And if you're just standing there like a statue, they'll get bored. So you need to make a lot of hand gestures while presenting. It also increases your energy level. You know, when you're just standing there slouching and talking, you'll be like all bored, dull, and not energetic. But when you are up there making gestures, talking, it gives you a lot of energy, doesn't it? So it increases your energy level. When you're in a very small group, if you go about making grand gestures, you'll look funny, right? So in a bigger group, the gestures would be grander. But in a smaller group, you can have, little gestures and not too many. Don't keep rubbing your hands, fidgeting with the pencil or pointing at people. All these are don'ts. Okay, when you're talking in public, you shouldn't be like fidgeting. People will think you're not confident, you're nervous, because when you're nervous, that is when you fidget, right? You kind of take a pencil, chew it, chew your nails. So all these shouldn't be done while you're presenting. So when you're on a stage, you need to try and use the entire stage. You need to move from one place to the another place. You need to walk around a bit. That gives a feeling of something is happening on the stage. But don't keep walking too much or move too slowly. Then people will be all distracted and why is he moving around so much? So movement has to be medium. Also, you cannot keep speaking in a monotone, like blah, 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 blah. You go on and on and on, and everybody's bored and off to sleep. So you need to modulate your voice. When you read storybooks, how do you read storybooks? You read storybooks with a lot of animation. When your mom reads to you, or maybe your teacher reads to you, they make so many facial gestures. They talk with so much animation. That is how you speak when you're speaking, giving a speech. You don't need to talk too fast. You don't need to be too slow. It's difficult where to maintain that pace, but
Can
Yes.
I say hello in my way?
Pardon?
Can I say good afternoon in my way?
Yeah, why not?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jatin.
Wonderful. See, that itself made everyone so happy to listen what Jatin is going to say next. Very nice. Pauses. What do you think are pauses?
I think that is to think what we have to say.
Wonderful, Jatin. Very good. So, pauses are places where you stop and think what you need to say. And at that time, the audience are also thinking, oh, what is he going to say next? So, you're creating that kind of interest. So, it helps both you and the audience. You pause, you think what you have to say, and audience also think what are you going to say next. It adds a lot of drama and impact. It makes people think, okay, he's paused. Now there is something very important he's going to say. You all should listen. When you pause, don't rush through a pause. Okay, you pause and then quickly you tell something. Pause, give it a moment, and then say something. Then there is impact. But when you pause, what happens is people start saying, okay, these are not pauses. You shouldn't use words like so, like, you know. These words are non-words. We use these words to fill the pauses. Okay. So when you fill the pauses with these words, people will think you are unprepared. You don't know what to say next. You're thinking, you know. So pause, think what you have to say. Don't use these words and be prepared. You should know what you are going to speak about. But sometimes, you know, we are all human. We do end up saying, so don't get upset about it and spoil your speech. So now I want you all to be police. Do you all want to be a police? You're going to be an police today. I have these chits with me. Okay. These chits have a lot of words in them. Okay. I will choose somebody, or you raise your hands, and let's find someone who will choose 2 words from this bowl full of chits. Okay. I will pick for you naturally because I can't put it through the screen. So once I choose 2 words, say, for example, I have taken 2 words here. My first word is elbow, and my second word is custard. Okay. Now you have to make up a story or a situation or say something using these 2 words in the sentence. Is it clear? Did you understand? Very good. So who goes first? Now there is a catch. When you're saying something related to these 2 words, you will not use words like okay, you know. And whoever is speaking, if they use the words, they are the police. You will catch and count how many times that person used this word. Understood? So whoever is speaking will use these 2 words, story, and others will be the police who will catch them saying words like, like, you know. Done? Let's start. So I'm mixing these. Who goes first? Who wants to go first? Or should I choose?
Ma'am, we need to cheat related to the topic on the cheats.
Right. I've written words on the
How
cheat.
many minutes we get to make a speech?
Custard and elbow. I might say, yesterday I went outside and had custard and it spilled, and it was because of my elbow which hit the custard. And you can make up some story related to these 2 words.
How many? Ma'am,
Quick
how
ones.
many minutes we get
1
for
minute. You
1
want to
minute?
think first and make up the story? Or you just go random? I'm sure these words are simple. You'll be able to make. Okay, Jatin, you want to go first? Yeah?
No,
No?
ma'am.
I
Not
think
now.
your screen is stuck because we can only see the first slide.
Oh, is it? You can't see the next slides. Can you see now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you didn't see the earlier slides. Okay. So you're the uncles and Sakshi is going to go first. Okay. Sakshi, I'm picking up 2 chits for you. Let's see what words come up. That's the first one and that's the second. So the first word is popcorn and the second word is cave.
What, ma'am?
Cave. Popcorn and cave.
Popcorn sitting in the cave.
Come on, make up something. Make up a story with popcorn and cave. And the others, you're the police. She says, oh, like, you're going to count how many times she says it. Okay, go Sakshi.
Means I need to introduce myself also, right?
Yeah, you can. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sakshi, and today I'm going to talk about my my movie that I watched yesterday. So yesterday I went to a theater and I watched a movie in the person went to a cave and he started house. So, and at that time I was eating popcorn that I bought. Thank you.
Very nice. So how many times did Sashi use 3 times? That's not that bad. It was very quick and she came up with a nice story also. It wasn't that bad. Okay, who's next? Okay, Karan, you. I pick your chit.
Once upon
Wait, I have to give you your words. Cupcakes and chocolate.
Once upon time, I was making cupcake. Another chef was also making cupcakes, and then we had robot chef.
And
He made chocolate,
he made chocolates. Okay.
and we served those chocolate and
Cupcakes.
cupcakes to audience, and then we all made another set of them and share to audience, and story finish.
Lovely. So you didn't use any of those words. Wonderful, Karan. That is very nice.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, Jatin.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So your word is sandwich and
Sandwich.
eyelashes. Sandwich and eyelashes. Eyelashes.
What, ma'am?
Sandwich and eyelashes.
Ma'am, what is eyelash?
Eyebrow.
Eyelashes.
You know what's
Hmm?
eyebrow, right? Your eyebrow. Eyebrow.
Yes.
Yeah. So sandwich and eyebrows is your word. Make up something. Come on, quick.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, it's supposed to be impromptu. You have to just make up anything. Nobody is judging you what you're saying. Just say something about it.
Ma'am, I am making.
Okay. You won't get a lot of time though. You need to be quick.
I'm making. Not writing. I'm thinking what.
Just say anything that comes to your mind. The only thing is you shouldn't say, I think. Come on, everyone's waiting.
Ma'am, I want 5 minutes.
Okay, let's go to someone else and we'll come back to you. Till then you think, okay? Who's
Okay, ma'am.
next? Himanti, you want to go next?
Ma'am, is it for class 7?
बोलते जाओ बोल गए.
Yeah, you want to go next?
You want to go? You want
Yes,
to
so
say?
I'm picking 2 chits for you. The first one is video games. Okay. The second one is sand.
Sand.
Video games and sand. Pick some.
Actually, ma'am, she is new in this
No,
graduate, so she is just
whatever comes to your mind.
what
Nobody
is
is judging you. We all want to listen to what you say.
sand? Say something about sand.
What happened to your video game with sand? Just make up something. Do you like playing video games? It's okay, Manti. Till then, is Jatin ready? Jatin, where have
No,
you
ma'am.
disappeared?
I'm thinking.
Oh, you can't take so long to think. We just have an hour.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, Himanti. You want to say something? Go ahead. You're on mute.
Video games in the sand.
I was
I was playing video games in the sand.
You were playing video games in the sand, and you said that without using a Very good. Nice. So only Jatin is left now. Or Dua. Dua Chawla. Okay, Dua. Should be
And
two.
ma'am, Viraj also.
Viraj also.
Class 7.
So who is next? Viraj, Dua, or Jatin? Who is next?
Ma'am, is it also for class 7?
It's a combined thing, so anyone can sit through it. Public
Okay, ma'am.
speaking is not
I'm
great.
ready.
Yeah. You're ready, Jatin? Wonderful. Go
Yes,
ahead.
ma'am.
What were your words?
Sandwich and eyelashes.
Eyelashes. Good. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Jatin Sani, and my today's topic is sandwich and eyelashes.
Wonderful.
One time, I'm eating sandwich, and my brother take the sandwich and throw the sandwich on my face, and my face and eyelashes is covered
Sandwich.
with sauce.
Oh. Wonderful. You did so well, Jatin. That was lovely. Wonderful. Very good. So you used gestures, you used voice modulation, you didn't use You're learning fast, Jatin. Good.
Thank you,
Who's
ma'am.
next? Who was next?
Viraj, can you take Viraj?
Yes, Viraj. You ready? Should I pick your chits? So Viraj has curtains and kidney. Why can't I see Viraj? Wait.
Viraj is my brother, ma'am.
Okay. So I want to see him on screen if he's going to speak. No? So let's move ahead before the 1 hour is over. We have lots more to cover. So that was an exercise on how you shouldn't hesitate while talking and you should have a flow without stopping in between. If you have to stop, you have to pause, think, and then speak. Okay, you're not on a race. Nobody is asking you to finish your speech quickly. You can pause, think, and then talk. Facial expressions. Do you think that is important? Do you think a person with a very face who's sad face, dry face, I mean, person who's very not interested talking to you, will you be happy to listen to that person? No. You want somebody, right? You want somebody who's happy to talk to you, who has an expression on his face. So, facial expressions while talking is also very important. But then that doesn't mean you look like Jim Carrey. You know, you make goofy faces. Then the audience will think you're nuts. So you need to have a happy face, a face which is vibrant, something, a face where you are excited to talk to the people who are
Ma'am, like
listening.
this. Ma'am, like this.
Yeah, and not a Jim Carrey face. So, facial expressions. Then you need to be energetic. You need to have that energy to speak. While you're speaking, you need to be like you've eaten and come, not like you've not eaten since a lot of days and you're hungry and your voice is not coming out. So you need to have a lot of energy when you're speaking. Energy will mask everything, even if you're not making gestures, even if you are doing like I just did. But if you have a lot of energy, people will ignore everything. So be energetic while you're talking on stage. Like I did an now. Increase your volume, but only that much that you're not screaming. Okay, when you're energetic, doesn't mean you're going to scream and yell on the stage. You have to have a proper voice modulation, and still you can show energy. You can see the slides, right? Now, it's not stuck, no? Okay. Feeling nervous. Like you all said in the beginning, that we all feel nervous when we go on the stage and talk. It's a normal human phenomenon. What you need to do is, you start video recording yourself with the speech before you go on stage. So when you video record yourself and you see yourself talking, you might feel, oh, I am doing so well. You're nervous without any reason. So always maybe record yourself once. See how you look on stage. See how you're talking. Maybe improve yourself looking at the recording. Okay, so you'll enjoy doing that also, right? You'll record yourself, you look at yourself, and then improve yourself. So that way you will not be nervous.
Happy to listen our speech. If people is happy, we will not get nervous.
Right. So if you see the people are happy, they're smiling at what you're saying, they're listening to you, of course you won't be nervous, right? So you be prepared, you record yourself, improve yourself before you speak, take a deep breath and don't be nervous. And if you're still nervous, you imagine people are eating pasta, they're eating spaghetti and everything is spilling out of their face. How would they look, right? So you imagine them doing that, then you won't be nervous anymore. Going on to the next slide. Can you see the next slide?
Yes,
yeah. Okay. So you need to communicate with a lot of confidence in what you're saying. Whatever you're saying, you should believe in it first. If you're saying something which you don't believe in, you'll come across as, okay, maybe I think it is like this. I don't know. Maybe it is like that. So will people agree with you? Because they'll think you only don't know what you're talking about, right? So you have to believe in yourself before you talk. You shouldn't use words like I think, maybe, I'm not sure. These words are a no-no on the stage. People have come to listen to you. So they think you know everything. Okay. So you should also show that you know everything. Got it? So communicate with confidence. But then again, if you're too confident and keep saying, oh, I did this, I know everything, I am the boss, I am great, do you think people will like that? Will they?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
They'll feel you're arrogant and you're proud and they won't want to listen to you. So you need to be humble also. You need to involve the people and say, we are going to do this today. We have come here to do something. So when you involve people, they'll feel, okay, you are a nice person, I should listen to you. Okay? Now it's time to practice. Okay. Now what I want you all to do is, before we start, there might be some things lying around you, right? Some flower pot, a cup, a thing, something. I want you all to quickly run and get one thing from your house which you want to show others. Just one thing, a small thing, okay, not a very big thing. Okay, I'll count till 10. You run and get something, okay? I'm starting to count. 1,
When I get
2.
my headphone.
Okay, you're ready with your thing. By the count of 10, you should be ready with something in your hand. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, lovely. So you all are ready with something in your hand. Where did Sakshi go? And where is Durga? I can't see you. So please put your videos on so I can see what you have in your hand. Okay, lovely. Okay, now I will ask some other person on the screen to look at what you have in your hand and talk about it for 5 minutes or for 2 minutes. Okay, so say Jatin, what do you have in your hand? Show us, Jatin. Okay, headphone. So I want Karandeep to look at that headphone and say something about it. Jatin, keep showing it to us so that he can say something about it to everyone.
That headphone look big and fancy, and it look fluffy.
Fluffy. Okay. Some more. Something else. Add to it.
It also looks like it also look like it's connected with Bluetooth.
Okay. Fine. That's nice. A very nice attempt, Karan. So you spoke about the headphone. Now tell me, while you spoke about, okay.
It can
So while
also.
it can
Rotate also, ma'am.
So it also. Oh wow. So that's a nice headphone. So Karan, you did a very good job at it. But while you were speaking, do you think you needed some more time to prepare and make a list of things and then speak? Would it have been better? Then you would have spoken better? Yes. So what I'm trying to say is you all need time to prepare. Now let's go with the next person. And then we'll come to what I'm coming to with this. Okay. So Mritika, your name has changed suddenly. Anyway, Mritika, what do you have in your hand? A teddy bear or a dog. What is it? What is it?
Dog.
It's a dog.
Little
It's a
dog.
stuffed dog. Yeah. So I want someone who wants to describe what she has in her hand and say something about it. Who wants to go? Tua? Do you want to?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Tell us something about Mithika's stuffed toy.
So Mithika wants in his hand a dog, a brown color cute dog stuffed, and it will be her toy to play. It has scarves and it has some black patches. It's small in size, but it's cute.
Okay. But it's cute. Nice. So your talk had something like a beginning, a middle, and an end. You ended by saying that it is a cute stuffed toy, and you described it so well. Lovely. So while you are describing something impromptu, you don't get time to think much. You have just to see something and speak. So you're not well prepared. So what I'm coming to is preparation is also very important for public speaking. You need to be prepared before you go there and talk to people and tell them about what you want to tell them. Okay, so preparation is the key to every public speaking and the most important point. If you are prepared, you will automatically you will come up with nice things to say and you will not be nervous. So be prepared before you go on stage.
Yes, ma'am.
So that brings us to the end of this session. I hope it has helped you all. It was just, like I said, it's first part of the 3 sessions which we are going to have. Now, the next session, you have to get ready for a competition. Are you all interested? Do you want to have a public speaking competition online?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So before the next session, I want you all to practice everything I have taught you today. We will announce when the public speaking competition is going to be held. And I'm expecting you all will participate and we'll have a lovely time judging and finding out who's a lovely and great public speaker. Okay? Fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so that brings us to the end of the session. I had fun talking to all of you. I hope you enjoyed the session too. And I hope you practice what I told you. Till then, goodbye.
And
Bye, ma'am. Have a nice day.
What?
the session again. The session is on Saturday.
We'll let you know soon. And then the session would be, you will be doing, it will be a competition. Okay? And
Okay,
we
ma'am.
speaks really well. Okay? Bye-bye.
Okay, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, ma'am. Have a good day. Take care.
Bye. Good day.
Good day. Bye.